In the previous lecture, we have discussed how these action potentials are produced, and just to take you back and continue from there, this is the ventricular muscle action potential, that is the action potential of the contractile tissue of the heart, and this is SA node action potential, and this is the action potential of pacemaker tissue of the heart. The threshold level -70 millivolts for the ventricular muscle is reached within no time, as the impulse from the previous cell enters through gap junctions into this cell, and fast sodium channels from this time are opened up to give depolarization, an initial fast repolarization, and after that calcium channels open up that are slow calcium channels. The potassium is going out, calcium is going in, both balance this inflow of the current. Outflow oblique inflow are balanced, and there is no change in the potential. The potential remains between 0 to 10 millivolts, and during this time the cardiac muscle action potential is prolonged. After that, calcium channels close. When the calcium channels close, the potassium channels, which are already open, are now going to let the potassium go out fast and the potential go down fast. And this is ventricular action potential. This is stage 0. This is phase 1. This is phase 2. This is phase 3. And phase 4, or the pre-potential, is not present here. In case of SA node, pre-potential, the phase 4 drifts the action potential, resting membrane potential, to the threshold level, where the action potential develops as soon as the membrane potential reaches threshold level, and this action potential is not as fast as produced by fast sodium channels. Rather, it is a little sloppy because the calcium channels responsible for this action potential are not so fast to open. Now the calcium channel, this was fast to open, fast to close, sodium fast channels. The calcium channels are slow to open relatively and slow to close, and because of that the peak is not spiked, it is a little rounded. This was phase 4, this was phase 0, there is no phase 1 and 2 here. The phase 3 starts, and it is not as steep as the phase 3 of the ventricular muscle. Phase 3 starts, goes to the threshold level, and then downwards because of continuous potassium outflux to reach the -60 millivolts, which is actually called a hyperpolarization in case of this SA node action potential. We must remember the nerve supply of the contractile cells, because we have said that the contraction of the muscle is affected by nerves, hormones, and stretch. So the nerve supply of the contractile cells, sympathetic nerves are supplying the contractile cells, and they act through beta 1 receptors on atrial muscle and ventricular muscle. Atrial muscle is also contractile syncytium, and another syncytium is ventricular muscle, the contractile cells. अब आप कहेंगे कि ये बीटा 1 रिसेप्टर्स क्या हैं? अभी आप हैं फर्स्ट ईयर में, सारी चीज़ें जो आपने याद करनी है, कुछ तो समझनी है, कुछ को अभी याद करना है. It will be early for you to talk about these receptors, so please remember beta 1 receptors are special receptors on the cells of the cardiac muscle which respond to sympathetic nerves when the sympathetic nerves are stimulated. The neurotransmitter is released from these nerves and attaches to these receptors, and the effects are then seen. So what do the sympathetic nerves do? they increase the cyclic AMP in the muscle. साइक्लिक एएमपी क्या है? आई होप कि आपने अब तक बायो में पढ़ लिया होगा, वरना आप ये कह सकते हैं कि ये एक चाबी है जो आप जब लगाते हैं सेल के अंदर तो बहुत सारे एंजाइम्स और बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज़ जो हैं वो बढ़ जाती हैं और उससे आपके आगे काम होते हैं. So, when the sympathetic nerves are stimulated, they act on the beta 1 receptors that increases the cyclic AMP in the muscle, and this causes an increase in cytoplasmic calcium level. You can say the calcium is more in the cell now because of increased in the cyclic AMP, which has opened calcium channels, and now this increased calcium produces good contraction. I repeat, sympathetic nerves act on the beta 1 receptors, increase the cyclic AMP in the muscle, increase cytoplasmic calcium. When the cytoplasmic calcium is more, there is good contraction. The sympathetic nerves act on the beta 1 receptors, increase the rate of activity of calcium ATPase. So removes calcium from the cytoplasm as fast as it has introduced calcium into the cytoplasm. Calcium came into the cytoplasm, there was good contraction. Calcium removed from the cytoplasm produces good relaxation. I repeat, sympathetic nerves act on the beta 1 receptors that increase the rate of calcium ATPase so that calcium is pumped back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum and is removed from the cytoplasm. When the calcium is not present in the cytoplasm, it produces good relaxation. Sympathetic nerves act on the beta 1 receptors and deactivates troponin C. When the calcium is removed from the cytoplasm, troponin C is deactivated and this produces good relaxation. Sympathetic nerves act on the beta 1 receptors and this increases the cell metabolism. The fat is burnt more. If carbohydrates are available, even they are burnt more. More ATP is produced and this provides energy for work. इस वक्त अगर आप लोग मुझसे ये कहेंगे कि जनाब हमें क्या पता ट्रोपोनिन सी क्या है और हमें क्या पता कैल्शियम एटीपीएस क्या है और हमें नहीं मालूम कि साइटोप्लाज्मिक कैल्शियम किस तरह गुड कॉन्ट्रैक्शन प्रोड्यूस करती है, तो मैं आपसे कहूँगी कि आप स्केलेटल मसल फिजियोलॉजी उठाएं, उसमें से अपने प्रीवियस नोट्स में से देखें कि साइटोप्लाज्मिक कैल्शियम का क्या रोल है कॉन्ट्रैक्शन में और रिमूवल ऑफ कैल्शियम फ्रॉम साइटोप्लाज्म का क्या रोल है रिलैक्सेशन में और एनर्जी प्रोडक्शन. ट्रोपोनिन सी की डीएक्टिवेशन में कैल्शियम का एक्टिवेशन और डीएक्टिवेशन में कैल्शियम का क्या रोल है. ठीक है, क्योंकि अगर आप लोग ये नहीं पढ़ेंगे पीछे वाला हिस्सा तो आपको ये नई बातें समझ में नहीं आएंगी. So you have essentially you have to do it and please do it now. So why do we produce good contraction? We produce good contraction in the heart to get lot of blood pumped out of the heart. Why do we produce good relaxation? After the blood has been pumped out of the heart, it has to be filled again. If there is good relaxation, a large amount of blood can be accommodated in the heart for next pumping action. Any drug that increases the cyclic AMP will act like sympathetic nerves. Caffeine and theophylline inhibit the breakdown of cyclic AMP, so they are cardiotonic. So अगर आपकी cyclic AMP increase हो रही है increase प्रोडक्शन की वजह से नहीं बल्कि increase breakdown की वजह से भी, तब भी increased cyclic AMP will give its action good relaxation, good contraction, providing energy for work, and you will say कि जी चाय पी के या कॉफी पी के मेरे अंदर तवानाई आ जाती है. Parasympathetic nerves, they are also supplying the heart but not the heart muscle. They are supplying the SA node and the AV node only. Muscarinic receptors are present on the SA node and AV node. These respond to acetylcholine, which is released from the parasympathetic nerve. The name of the parasympathetic nerve supplying the heart is vagus. It stimulates inhibitory G proteins and it inhibits adenylate cyclase. This is the enzyme that forms cyclic AMP. So cyclic AMP को बढ़ाती है, cyclic AMP को कम करती है और inhibitory G proteins को बढ़ाती है, उसके opposite effects देती है. There is decreased calcium in the cytoplasm and decrease in the force of contraction. There is another substance called adenosine, and when it is released locally from the heart, it acts on its own receptors, the adenosine receptors, and gives the action just like muscarinic to cholinergic receptors. That means adenosine stimulates inhibitory G protein, inhibits adenylate cyclase, decreases calcium in the cytoplasm, and decreases force of contraction. At the same time, I would like to show you, this was the vagus, the right vagus, this was the vagus, the left vagus, this is the sympathetic chain on the right side, this is the sympathetic chain on the left side. Sympathetic nerves are supplying the atrial muscle as well as the ventricular muscle. They are also supplying the SA node. On the right side by the right sympathetic chain, the left sympathetic chain supplies the ventricular muscle, supplies the AV node, and it increases the contractility of the cell. Now we are going to study the 1% of the cardiac tissue that is constituting of pacemaker cells and the conducting cardiac muscle tissue cells. The pacemaker cells are present in the SA node and the AV node. These cells are rounded cells and they are called P cells. They do not have much contractile element present and they have got abundant voltage gated sodium channels. If you remember the voltage gated sodium channels in the skeletal muscle, you can understand that they are fast to open, fast to close, and they have a positive feedback mechanism of opening up, and along with that they have got inactivation channels that will close when they are first closing, and then these inactivation channels will reopen only on the threshold voltage. Here, the sodium channels that are present in the P cells are not the same fast sodium voltage gated channels. These are called funny voltage gated sodium channels, as they open up when the membrane potential goes down, that is hyperpolarized in the SA node or in the AV node, and they are slow to open, and they then cause leakiness of the sodium in the membrane and produce a prepotential. The production of prepotential we have already discussed. The conducting tissue is this internodal pathway एंड इंटरएट्रियल पाथवे. तस्वीर आप पहले देख चुके हैं, ये एसए नोड और एवी नोड के दरमियान इंटरनोडल पाथवेज हैं और ये एसए नोड से लेफ्ट साइड पर जाता हुआ इंटरएट्रियल पाथवे है. Then there is bundle of His, then there is this Purkinje system. So this conducting tissue is rich in glycogen and sarcoplasm. It conducts the impulse generated at the SA node to the AV node, and then when the impulse passes from the AV node, it conducts this impulse to the ventricles and to all parts of the cardiac muscle. It also conducts impulse from the right atrium to the left atrium. The Purkinje fibers here present in this area are broad, they have increased speed of contraction, and they are not present in atria, and this is an MCQ that you must remember. Finally, we have come to the point where we are going to understand the action potential of the SA node. We have been talking about it in the previous slides, but I did not talk in detail because I had to come to this slide and then we had to talk. This minus 60 millivolt is hyperpolarized SA nodal tissue. Who hyperpolarizes the SA nodal tissue? The continuous outflux of potassium from the previous action potential hyperpolarizes the SA nodal tissue. Now tell me, what is resting membrane potential? The resting membrane potential is a potential at which the membrane is present before excitation. That means the membrane at rest has got a resting membrane potential. Now, if this is hyperpolarized and it is immediately going into depolarization, we must understand that the SA node does not have a stable resting membrane potential. We would rather say that it is a continuously moving action potential, moving resting membrane potential. As soon as it comes to a point of minus 60, it starts moving up. As soon as it starts moving up, it gives an action potential. When the action potential starts finishing, it goes to hyperpolarization. So minus 55, we might say, is the supposed resting membrane potential of the SA node. And now we go on to the description. The P cells generate action potentials by themselves. There are funny sodium channels in the P cells, and these funny sodium channels open up when there is hyperpolarization at minus 60 millivolts. And then the sodium goes in by the voltage gated funny sodium channels and the voltage reaches minus 50 millivolts and calcium channels open up. These are calcium T channels. The permeability of these calcium channels increases as the membrane reaches minus 50 millivolts and the permeability of sodium, funny sodium channels decreases at this point, minus 50 millivolts. Now the rest of the slope is continued by opening of the calcium T channels and entry of calcium through this into the membrane of the SA node. The threshold potential is reached, the calcium T channels permeability decreases and the calcium L channels open up. These are again voltage gated calcium channels which when open give rise to phase 0 or phase of depolarization of the SA node, and this causes membrane potential to reach a little above 0 millivolt. This calcium current at this point a little above 0 millivolts starts decreasing and the potassium channels open up a little above 0 millivolt. This is the point. The potassium channels are opened up a little above 0 millivolts. यही skeletal muscle में है, यही cardiac muscle में है और यही मेरा वाइवा क्वेश्चन होता है कि जी potassium channels कब खुलेंगे. When I ask you to draw this action potential, I mean it that you draw the action potential, the peak of the action potential above 0 millivolts. If you draw an action potential carelessly and give me an action potential that has not peaked up to 0 millivolt, I will discard it and I will know that you do not know the functioning of the potassium channels, the voltage gated potassium channels, when do they open and when do they close. So now the potassium channels have opened up, calcium long lasting channels have decreased their permeability, so the slope of the action potential goes down. This stage is called repolarization. The repolarization reaches the threshold level and then it goes down, down, down to minus 55 millivolts. Maybe you can say that was the resting potential, but it does not stop here. It goes down, down and down to minus 60 millivolts. And as it reaches minus 60 millivolts, the sodium channels, the funny sodium channels open up, allow the sodium to come in, then calcium channels, transient calcium channels open up, allow it to come, allow calcium to come into the cell and the action potential is generated. Pre-potential phase, phase 4, depolarization, slow, it is 0, phase 0. No plateau, that means phase 1 and 2 of the cardiac muscle action potential are not seen here. Repolarization phase 3, and this is the description of the action potential. The property of autorhythmicity of SA node is due to its prepotential. This is showing that no nervous stimulation is coming to this area, and even without that, you have got this prepotential that gives rise to threshold level of the membrane potential and shooting up of the action potential. This pre-potential is responsible for autorhythmicity, and this is a viva question and an exam question, written exam question, and you must know this answer. A quick review of the ion channels in the SA node, the pacemaker cells that are different from the contractile cells. There are sodium funny channels. These are voltage gated channels open in the phase 4 and responsible for initial part of prepotential. Still in the phase 4, calcium transient channels, these are voltage gated, open up in the later part of prepotential, take the membrane towards threshold. In the zero phase, that is a depolarization phase, long-lasting calcium channels named calcium L channels, these are voltage gated, slow to open and slow to close. They open up at threshold and depolarize the SA node to zero and then overshoot a little. This overshoot is a very important word here. Phase 3, potassium channels, voltage gated potassium channels open up at positivity inside and slowly repolarize the membrane, and that is all we have been studying in the previous slide. Previously, we were studying the contractile cells and we talked about their nerve supply and their receptors. So now coming to the nerve supply to the SA node and the receptors in the SA node. The parasympathetic nerves, the vagus nerves, are supplying the SA node and they are always acting in the viscera through muscarinic cholinergic receptors M2. Acetylcholine is the neurotransmitter coming from the vagus. It acts on the M2 receptors, which start such processes which increase and prolonged potassium efflux and calcium influx. When the potassium efflux is increased, the resting membrane potential goes from minus 60 even down to minus 70. And when the minus 70 level is reached, the potassium influx is stopped and the calcium influx occurs, and this is prolonged. Transient calcium transient channels were opened up for a from minus 50 to minus 40. Now they are opened up for a prolonged time, and this increases the time taken by the calcium to take the potential to minus 40 millivolts. So it is going to cause a delay in the generation of impulse. The dotted lines show the normal generation of impulse, and the red line is showing the delay in the generation of impulse due to stimulation of the vagus nerve, and that acts through the muscarinic cholinergic receptors. The adenosine receptors, they act like muscarinic 2 receptors, and whenever adenosine is released, मैं बाद में बताऊंगी adenosine कब release होती है. Whenever adenosine is released from the heart cells and it acts on the heart cells again through the adenosine receptors, it causes the same effects as the vagus nerve. The sympathetic nerves are supplying the heart muscle and the SA node and the other parts of the AV node and conducting tissue. They, they act on the adrenergic beta 1 receptors. They act through second messenger system G proteins. They make prepotential more vertical. This is the prepotential initially was having a slope, and now when the sympathetic nerves come and stimulate the heart SA node, the entry of calcium and sodium through this area in the prepotential is taking up fast speed and reaches the threshold earlier to give rise to an action potential. Again, an earlier reaching of the minus 40 millivolts threshold potential and an earlier action potential. So the two action potentials, this one and this one, were far apart, but now within these areas rather than two action potentials, there are three action potentials being generated, and the reason is that the pre-potential has become more vertical. I repeat, due to sympathetic nerves, the adrenergic receptors of type 1, beta type 1 are stimulated, the G proteins are stimulated, prepotential is more vertical, it increases the rate of conductance of calcium T channels. More calcium enters at a rapid rate from the calcium T channels into the cell, and this increases the heart rate. So you see a positive effect of the heart rate by sympathetic activity and a negative effect of on the heart rate of parasympathetic activity. This is an important slide which is showing you the conducting system of the heart, and you see here that the conducting system of the heart starts from the pacemaker cells. जितना भी blue lines है ना, these are the conducting system. Starts from the pacemaker cell and gives specialized conducting fibers that join SA node to the AV node, and then gives specialized conducting fiber internodal pathway to the left atrium. Remember that the conduction in these blue fibers is faster as compared to conduction in the atrial muscle. When we studied the contractile cells of the heart, we were talking about these brown fibers and these brown fibers, and when we are talking about conducting tissue of the heart, we are talking about these blue fibers. The blue fibers have got more gap junctions as compared to the brown fibers, and so conduction is fast in them. You see that this SA node is generating impulse and conducting it to two ways. One is to the left atrium through fast fibers, and one is to the AV node through fast fibers. So that in the atria, the direction of the current flow is towards the left and a little downwards towards the left from right side. After this, you see that this AV node gives rise to bundle of His that is dividing into left and the right bundle branches. These left and right bundle branches are lying on the internal surface. इसको endocardial surface कहते हैं, endocardial surface of the septum. This is on the right side, left side, and this is on the right side. You see these are thick blue lines, and you see these are thick blue lines, and the direction of conduction of current is from upwards downwards and a little to the left. So you can say that the current is flowing a little from the right to the left side, and this is the direction of current flow in the ventricle initial part of the depolarization. When the apex is depolarized, the pathways that are arising from here and spreading impulse to this epicardial surface and upwards towards the base of the heart. This is the apex of the heart, this is the base of the heart. अगर आप कोन को किसी को देखें तो आप देखेंगे कि apex इधर होगा और base इधर होगा. Similarly, the conical shape of the ventricle, whenever we describe it, this is the apex of the heart and this is the base of the heart. So the impulse first reaches very fast to the apex of the heart through bundle branches, and then it goes above to the base of the heart through Purkinje fibers. You see that this is fast, and even these Purkinje fibers are very fast, and they conduct the impulse in a fast manner to the whole of the ventricles. Now we see a heading propagation of cardiac impulse within atria from the SA node. This will help you to understand the direction of the current flow, and when we are going to talk later on about the vectors in the cardiac electrical axis, we shall be talking about this as well. The impulse spreads to atria by gap junctions in the myocardium. The impulse spreads slowly 0 to 0.909 seconds in cells adjacent to the SA node. This is the SA node. ये आपकी गाइटन की तस्वीर है. From here, the pink area, this is the contractile tissue. From here, there are transitional fibers. ये छोटे छोटे spikes जो देख रहे हैं आप. These transitional fibers generate the transmit the impulse from the SNO to this muscular tissue, and slowly the muscular tissue is depolarized you see 0.07 seconds mein the right atrium is depolarized and the impulse is going to the left atrium in 0.03 seconds, and after that the whole of the atrium is depolarized by spread through the contractile cells of the atrium, and in 0.09 seconds whole of the left atrium is depolarized. इस स्लाइड में आपकी तमाम तवज्जो ऊपर होनी चाहिए दोनों एट्रिया के अंदर, और अब मैं दोबारा इसको रीड करती हूँ. इम्पल्स स्प्रेड्स टू एट्रिया बाय गैप जंक्शंस इन द मायोकार्डियम, दिस वन and this one. The impulse spreads slowly from 0.0 seconds here to 0.09 seconds in the cells adjacent to SA node. So the SA node is present in the left right atrium. The impulse is spreading to the adjacent myocardial cells here, here, and here. And after this interatrial pathway to the left atrium, and it is spreading from one cell to the other cell, and it is taking completely, for complete depolarization, it is taking 0.09 seconds. The interatrial pathway, right atrium to the left atrium, this conduction is fast in 0.03 seconds because it is through the conducting pathway. And internodal pathway in 0.03 seconds, this conduction is fast because it is taking the conducting pathway. तो जो इम्पल्स कंडक्टिंग पाथवे से जा रही है वो इतना फासला तय करने में 0.03 सेकंड्स ले रही है, इधर भी और इधर भी. और जो इम्पल्स मसल टू मसल आगे गैप जंक्शंस के थ्रू डिपोलराइज हो रहा है, दैट इज टेकिंग 0.09 seconds. When the atrial muscles are depolarized in 0.09 seconds, they are contracting simultaneously and they keep on contracting for 0.14 seconds. The AV node, we have been talking about the AV node from when we started talking about the conducting tissue of the heart, and we talked about the pacemaker cells. One was the SA node and the other was the AV node. So AV node is a diffuse area of cells in the right atrium at interatrial septum. It has three zones: atrio-nodal, so the fibers coming to it from the atria are entering the node, so this zone is called atrio-nodal. Then the fibers present in the node itself, the TP cells in the node and the fibers present in the node are called nodal zone. And then there is, and the node is then passing through the septum. This is the fibrous septum of the heart, separating the atria and the ventricles, and the only tissue that is penetrating is the fibers coming from the AV node, and they are entering the bundle of His. So this area is the penetrating portion of the AV bundle, and this is the distal portion of the AV bundle. Fibers in the transitional zone here, fibers in the AV node, penetrating fibers, and this is the bundle of His from the distal portion of the AV node. What is happening here? There is a pre-potential of the AV node. If you do not send impulses through these internodal pathways from the SA node to the AV node, the AV node has got P cells in it, and it is capable of generating a pre-potential. If the impulses are coming from the SA node to the AV node, the AV node will follow the impulse that has come from the SA node and transmit this impulse down into the ventricles. But if the SA node has stopped generating impulses due to some reason, the AV node is not receiving any impulse from the three conducting pathways from the SA node. This AV node will generate its own pre-potential. The P cells in the AV node will produce a pre-potential. The same ion channels are present in the SA node: sodium funny channels, calcium T channels, and calcium L channels as present in the SA node, but the pre-potential has less number of gap junctions in case of the AV node, so the pre-potential is not so fast in the AV node as compared to the SA node. The SA node generates impulses at a rate of 100 per minute, and if there are no nerves present in it, the AV node generates impulses at a rate of 50 to 60 per minute if it has to do it, and because the impulse from the SA node is not coming to it. So I read it out for you. Pre-potential of the AV node, same ion channels as in the SA node. If the SA node is separated from AV node, it will show a less steep pre-potential, generating a threshold potential after more time. A heart rate will be lesser than that generated by the SA node, because it will generate impulse at a level at a rate of 60 per minute. So the heart rate will be 60 per minute, and it will not be the 72 or 80 beats per minute as in the case of the SA node. Now we go ahead from the SA node atrial depolarization to the AV nodal impulse, the delay of the cardiac impulse at AV node. So when the fibers from the SA node bring the impulse through these transitional fibers into the AV node, what happens is the AV node delays the conduction of impulse. So the impulse reaches here from the SA node in 0.03 seconds, and then for 0.09 seconds the impulse is held in this area of the AV node, because there are very few gap junctions in it, and they do not let the transmission of this impulse as at a very fast rate like that in the conducting fibers. They do not allow it, so the impulse is held here for 0.09 seconds, so that the impulse that entered the AV node at 0.03 seconds from the SA node takes 0.09 seconds to pass through the AV node, and now the time of the impulse when it has reached the lower end of the penetrating fibers of the AV node is 0.12 seconds from the SA node. The impulse from the SA node reaches the upper portion of the AV node in 0.03 seconds, stays here for 0.09 seconds, and reaches the lower portion of the AV node at 0.12 seconds from the SA node. Now this area, it traverses this area in 0.04 seconds, and now the impulse reaches the distal portion of the AV node bundle of His in 0.16 seconds. So it reaches from the SA node to the transitional fibers upper part of the AV node in 0.03 seconds. It takes here 0.09 seconds, it stays here for that time, and then it reaches the lower portion of the AV node in 0.12 seconds. It takes further 0.04 seconds to pass through this area, and now it reaches the ventricles in 0.16 seconds. The total delay in the SA node, in the AV node, is 0.13 seconds. It reaches at 0.16 seconds after the onset in SA node into the distal portion of the AV bundle. The time is increased by parasympathetic stimulation through acetylcholine. The time is decreased by noradrenaline and adrenaline, that is the sympathetic nerve supply. स्प्रेड ऑफ कार्डिक इम्पल्स विद इन द वेंट्रिकल्स, आपने यहाँ से पूरा कर लिया. अब यहाँ पर बिल्कुल सारा एरिया डिपोलराइज था, यहाँ पर एवी नोडल डिले हुआ, उतनी टाइम में एट्रिया पूरे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर चुके थे. एवी नोडल डिले के बाद नाउ द इम्पल्स हैज टू स्प्रेड फ्रॉम दिस एरिया about portion of the bundle of His to the apex of the heart, and from apex of the heart to the base of the heart. Because the direction of distribution of fibers is the same, it reaches at least apex of the heart at first, and then it reaches by its branches to the base of the heart. So similar pathway is being taken by the impulse to travel to the apex of the heart and then to the base of the heart. At the apex, in the endocardial surface, 0.16 second to 0.17 second, the impulse has reached very fast through conducting fibers into this area, endocardial surface of the apex. Now in the apex, at the epicardial surface, it takes 0.03 seconds more to reach the epicardial surface, and the time here is 0.20 seconds. After reaching the apex, it reaches the base. The endocardial surface of the base from 0.17 seconds to the endocardial surface of the base of the heart, it takes 0.19 seconds. From this area, apex, endocardial surface of the apex, to the base of the endocardial surface, 0.19 seconds. And from the base epicardial surface, it is reaching in 0.03 seconds, 0.19 to 22, 0.03 seconds. 0.18 to 21, difference is 0.03 seconds. 0.17 to 20, the difference is 0.03 seconds. And same here. It means that you have the internal surface, endocardial surface, where the conduction is fast, and then this thickness of the muscle is crossed in 0.03 seconds through Purkinje fibers. Now what are we saying? The last part to be depolarized is 0.22 seconds, and the first part to be depolarized was 0.16 seconds. So total time taken by whole of the ventricle, total time taken by whole of the ventricle to depolarize completely is 0.22 minus 0.16, and that is 0.06 seconds. Contraction time of both ventricles is 0.27 seconds if the contraction is at a rate of 75 beats per minute. So the depolarization is occurring here, then it will stay in the plateau phase, and then there will be repolarization. Total time for depolarization and repolarization will be 0.3 seconds, and the contraction time will be, after a little delay of the depolarization, the contraction time will start, and that is 0.27 seconds. ये जो डायग्राम है आपकी, इसके जरिए आपने वेक्टर ऑफ द हार्ट में जब मैंने आपको पढ़ाना है तो आपको ये डायग्राम दोबारा चाहिए होगी. We are now going to study the velocity of signal conduction in the cardiac muscle, and it is related to the previous slide. The velocity of signal conduction in the muscle, contractile tissue, atria and ventricular. Contractile tissue is slow. It is 0.3 to 0.5 meter per second. This velocity is very slow as compared to very large nerve fibers, and slower from the velocity of conduction in the skeletal muscle fibers. But the velocity of conduction in the conducting tissue of the heart, that is in the Purkinje fibers, is as great as 4 meter per second in most part of the system. It allows reasonably rapid conduction of the excitatory signal to the different parts of the heart. तो रीजनेबली रैपिड का मतलब है जितनी हमें चाहिए उतनी रैपिड कंडक्शन हम ले रहे हैं, और हम नर्व फाइबर्स हमारे जो दिमाग के हैं वो वहाँ दिमाग से चलते हैं, साइनेप्सिस करते हुए हमारी उंगली तक पहुँचते हैं, और फिर हमारी उंगली से वापस इम्पल्स जो है वो जा रही है दिमाग की तरफ. उसमें जो हमें रिएक्शन टाइम है वो हमें बहुत तेज चाहिए होता है. हार्ट में हमें जितना रिएक्शन टाइम चाहिए उसके लिए रीजनेबली रैपिड कंडक्शन वेलोसिटी है हमारे पास. Let's have visualization of what is happening in the heart. The SA node is a pacemaker cell. It generates impulses under the influence of sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous balance at a rate of 70 beats per minute. Now these impulses are conducted to the whole of the train through the conducting system, and whole of the train, that is all of the cells in the heart cell muscle, are running at a speed of 70 beats per minute. No problem. If the SA node is derailed, there is no SA node. The AV node takes the charge and generates impulses at a rate of 50 beats per minute, and the rest of the heart conducting tissue takes these impulses and transmits them to the whole of the ventricular muscle and the atrial muscle, and they beat at a rate of 50 beats per minute. So that is takeover of pacemaker activity by AV node. Sometimes it happens that the SA node is okay. It is generating impulses at a rate of 70 beats per minute, and the atria are taking the impulses and they are beating at a rate of 70 beats per minute, but the AV node is derailed. So the ventricular muscle fibers, Purkinje fibers, generate impulses at a rate of 30 beats per minute after waiting for an impulse to come from the SA node, which never comes to it because the AV node is derailed. Now the rest of the ventricles start beating at that rhythm and this is called idioventricular rhythm, and this is because the AV node has stopped conducting for this from the SA node.